Rebuilding a Burnac Vulcan model steam engine toy part 2, dismantling the engine and looking at the individual parts, removing candle wax from around the base using a very simple and logical method, and making a cup of tea at the same time. Yesterday I also bought a new Xbox One Series X games console and some very useful bamboo toothbrushes. The good news is, now when I play Skyrim it looks much better and runs a lot faster. Buying the games console and the toothbrushes is not the sole reason for my not making a video yesterday. I also had to take my car into the garage for some repair work, which unfortunately is going to be very expensive. It's not been a good week so far, and to add insult to injury, my glasses have just fallen apart. My car may be broken, but at least my glasses have just been repaired, and it didn't cost anything, because I did it with the help of a small screwdriver. Here are the toothbrushes that I bought, and I was really pleased with these. In each box there are 2 toothbrushes, and the whole lot only costs £5.99. The green bristles are a different density to the ones that aren't green, and I really don't think they're going to dissolve in cellulose thinners like the previous toothbrush did. I'm giving the burner a bit of a brush. This is going to need to be put in some cure rust to get rid of the rust before I paint it. And I think these brushes may be useful when I come to remove the candle wax that is all over the base. This is how the burner fits inside the boiler. This small engine is really well designed, better than some that I've worked on, and I really am starting to like it. Let full disassembly commence. The first thing to do is to remove the copper boiler from the alloy base. It's all held together with brass dome head screws, and once they were removed, the copper boiler lifted off the base, even though it was partially stuck with the candle wax. And here you can see the extent of the candle wax, which must be got rid of. I cannot paint whenever this stuff is present. The first thing to do is to attack the candle wax using a screwdriver, and you can see just how much of it there is. But even this is not thorough enough to remove every particle of the candle wax. And like a lot of things in life, especially some of my early girlfriends, this was very simple. After tipping all the loose candle wax particles into the bin, I'm now going to show how I entirely removed the rest of it. My first idea was to sit the part on one of the rings of my electric cooker and let that heat up, melt all the candle wax, job done. But then I thought, what if I drop the part onto the glass top of the cooker? So instead, after turning off the ring, I removed the part and put it in the sink. The sink in question is the kitchen sink, which is right next to the kettle. And here is the kettle full of water, with a rare shot of water not boiling in the kettle because I'm watching it. It did eventually boil, and I thought, well, I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone here, so I made a cup of tea at the same time. And with the water now off the boil, I poured the rest of it onto the base, which was sat in the sink. The logic being that as the base gets hot, the wax melts and the water washes it away. And with the help of a bamboo toothbrush, this seemed to work really well. I really do need to remove every trace of the candle wax, so I repeated the process. As I mentioned in the introduction to this episode, apart from taking my car into the garage for some very expensive repairs, I bought a Microsoft Xbox One Series X and spent a lot of yesterday installing it. With no help whatsoever from the internet, I really get sick of these videos where you've got some very excited young kid telling you how to do things at 500 miles an hour, and whilst doing this, clicking everything in the wrong place. Very confusing indeed, and I am not entirely stupid. I'm currently 70 years old, but my brain has always been wrong and it works far too fast. To make these videos, I really do have to apply the brakes. One viewer left a comment the other day about me making fun in a video of mental health issues. I'd like to make it very clear I do not make fun of mental health issues. I have plenty of my own, thanks. Here I've removed the cylinder from the main frame, but I'm replacing the spring and the nut on the trunnion pin so I don't lose them. I'm not going to ramble on too much about my mental health issues. Suffice to say, when I was 5 years old, I was given something called phenobarbital. By the time I was 20 years old, I was on 40 milligrams of Valium per day. Then I was given beta blockers and frisium, and all this was to slow my brain down to a normal working speed. Now I'm 70, my brain still works extremely fast, and when I make these videos, I really take trouble to slow down my speech and try and make the explanation simple, concise and to the point most of the time. Very soon the engine parts were dismantled, and here they are sat on the bench together in a group. Yesterday my brain overspeeded with the excitement of getting the Xbox Series X and modifying the installation, which was surprisingly difficult to understand. And believe me, that is nothing to do with my age. Some of the videos I watched were at this speed, but in a more excited voice like, "What's up, YouTube?" As soon as I connected the Xbox One Series X to the internet, it went straight to the cloud and downloaded the data onto the machine. I really didn't want it to do this. Some of the quests had failed, and I had to backtrack quite a way and reinstall a lot of the mods and add-ons, and this took much longer than I thought it was going to do. I used to know a computer programmer who was the fastest typer I've ever seen. He used to rattle away on the keyboard and then spend ages backspacing to put the errors right. My brain speed is far in excess of what you just heard, but I purposely slow down the speech so people can actually understand what I'm saying, I hope. I'm very much into computers. I was a computer engineer for quite a few years, and for about 4 years I was a lecturer on the subject at a college. Now I'm going to slow the speech down a little bit. Here I've been shaking the boiler and banging it on the bench, and look how much limescales come out of these two holes. I will tackle this problem in the next episode and show you a new gadget that I bought. But that's it for now. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.